In the energy quadrant, in the November natural gas, a 5-session losing streak has finally been broken. Up 4% on the high today, not quite 3.93% was the actual high above $5. 5.046 was that high price. On the close today, we gave up a little bit of that. We ended up about just under 2.75%. And then on the downside, we're actually down 1.25% at 4.793 before we rallied up and finished up on the high end of things. Again, it was a pretty dramatic losing streak happening there, and that losing streak has now been broken. We're always looking at the weather demand, and it's a very interesting situation. Overall national demand will be low in the medium term, really for the foreseeable future in terms of weather demand. The nation's strongest demand continues to come from California to West Texas, with hot weather bringing highs of the 90s to the near 100 degrees Fahrenheit into this Friday, then cooling this weekend as the weather system brings rain, but not cooling that much. The Great Lakes and East Central U.S. is experiencing slightly cool highs of the upper 50s to the lower 70s, a little bit cool for this time of year. And this is expected to last through the weekend, and national demand is going to remain in the light levels next week as highs of the 60s to the 80s cover most of the U.S., only a few spots hitting the 90s. So overall, we're in that sort of middle ground where you don't need natural gas fueled electricity for air conditioning in a lot of the country, and you also don't need natural gas fueled heating systems running. So it's going to be a pretty low weather demand situation. The EIA report this morning, on the other hand, printed a build of 76 billion cubic feet, which was larger than the expectations generally at about 73 billion cubic feet, only slightly larger than the 5-year average at 74 billion cubic feet. This increased supplies to 0.82 trillion cubic feet and improved deficits to minus 229 billion cubic feet versus the 5-year average. Next week, we're expecting an even larger build than the 5-year average. But overall, there's nervousness going into the winter about natural gas supply and where it is versus historicals, and where the forward curve is priced versus where it historically is at this time of year.